Alright, let's see where we can get to tonight, shall we? Hope everyone's having a good evening so far. Continue dinking around with the Jessica Actulus deck and bounce between that and Gruul Deliriums, two decks I've been enjoying the most right now. They aren't just bouncing around. That sounds decent. Got a removal spell, recommission, fear, draw an Oculus off the top. We can get an Oculus out pretty early. Probably supposed to play this. We're going to cast our Fear next turn. I think I want to be able to kill the Monastery Swift Fear or a Emberheart Challenger if they play one. I was about to skip their turn. Burn the Challenger. It's a long time to wait for an Emberheart Challenger to come down. I think we're supposed to fear. Discard the second red. Now we can go. Better chance of casting a double blue spell next turn. Lightning Strike, huh? Bird. They were just profs, cast Spyglass Siren. Next turn we can make a 4/4 with the Steamcore Scholar. Hey Jekyll, how's it going tonight? The Nemi. Oh, no blocks there. Doing good tonight. We're ready to play some Magic. Hang out for a little while. Should be a good night. I just want to discard these two lands. Throw a couple counters on the Steamcore Scholar. We'll attack for 2. We're going to have to unsummon the Screaming Nemesis probably, which is annoying, but the best thing we can do here. A little bit of a rough spot. But the second Screaming Nemesis is real bad. Well, I'll eat one of these, kick one of these back to their hand. We take 4. Let's go to 7. We can put the Oculus into play. Yeah, we get Aether Drift on Tuesday on Arena. I am pumped. I am ready to play some Aether Drift. They're supposed to attack with both. Discard the Oculus. Put a counter on the 𝔹𝕃ℂ𝔻 Scholar. Reco it back. Hopefully we can kill him next turn. Oh, Monument Monument of Endurance, Monument to Endurance. I think is the card that I want to try out the most because I really want to play it in this shell. I think that card is going to be pretty sweet. Spell Pierce is going to be nice. The blue or the green-white Gearhulk I think is going to be really strong. It's another card I want to play around with. I want to try some different odds and ends around instead of just playing the bounce deck. I think Momentum Breaker is going to be huge in the bounce decks, so I think that's just like an auto-include. Same with the blue-black Gearhulk. But I'm pretty pumped to get to play around with some of the new stuff. I was pleasantly surprised with the new cards during the streamer event. They all showcased to be a little bit better than I was expecting. Monster Trade is +5, right? Or +4 to the Monastery Sphere. Monster Rage here is +3. We don't die to that. I'm just supposed to block like this, I think. Yeah, Pixie got quite a bit better, honestly. Pixie and the blue-black bounce deck. I don't even know if you need the white splash at all anymore. I already was on the fence about it anyway. But I think now that you have Spell Pierce, I think the blue-black deck is just going to be better than the Esper deck now. They have a Witchdocker's Frenzy. We're dead here. Burst Lightning doesn't kill me. Hey, Evan. Yeah, no, reading through the cards, I did not think it looked particularly strong. But after playing with the cards, it feels much better than I was expecting. I am pumped to get my hands on the cards and actually get to start playing them. Super excited to play some Aether Drift. The always impressive Bolt Concede. That is the mono red way. Like, look, I had a thing that dealt damage, just not quite enough damage. Yeah, the aesthetic of it isn't my thing. I'm not much for like racing stuff, and that like feel isn't my favorite. But I'm super excited for the set, just in general. Just get some new cards and flex into standard. I think is gonna be really nice. Ah, that seems fun. Keep this. Blocked an attack and just passed priority and died. Ooh, that's rough. That is rough. Got killed by the interface. Oh yeah, we do get Tarkir here soon. I think we get Final Fantasy before Tarkir though, right? I'm gonna kill the higher clocks. I don't really want to take the extra 1 point of damage. Oh, who all from Carney went up there? Was it just, oh, Tarkir's first? Oh, jeez. I thought it was the other way around. When does Tarkir come out? April? Jeez, that's soon. Hey, Kelper. How are you doing this evening? So Portland was not kind to the Carney folks, huh? That's rough. We do get a set like every 2 months for the rest of eternity now, right? I'm super pumped for the Final Fantasy set. Less excited for the Spider-Man set. So I'm not as into... I mean, I still like the Marvel Heroes and stuff quite a bit, but... Anime is the best card set. That'd be hilarious. But I am so excited to get to play some Final Fantasy cards. 100% will trade this fear of missing out away with that Emberheart Challenger without even a second thought. The Tifa Planeswalker, that'd be sick. I'm just hoping they show some love to Final Fantasy VIII. It's my favorite Final Fantasy game. It would be pretty funny. Just get some of the like ridiculous cards to be showcased pretty heavily. Pete was 3-1 at one point. Oh, okay. No universe beyond Planeswalkers. I guess that's fair. MTG, but in space. Ah, the Nemi. Do I just bite the bullet and kill the Screaming Nemesis with this Scorching Dragonfire? I think I do. It sucks, but I think it's correct. Yup. I would like to incentivize them to kill my Screaming, or my Sorcerer, or Spyglass Siren. This is true. This is true. They can, in fact, walk the planes. Or the multiverse. It's like the same thing, right? Having a game life is a little unfortunate. Suppose just Steam Core Scholar. Try to get a counter onto the Steam Core Scholar here. Steam Core Scholar being a 3/3 is huge. It allows us to eat one of these Hired Claws. This is going to jump in front of the Manifold Mouse. Get some Chandelure action. Some play a game in a game. This is true. Spider-Man has been all over the place. Yep, take a bunch of damage. Did you draw Witch Doctor's Frenzy? Ouch, that sucks. That is brutal. We only have one white source. Yeah, we're pack it in here, I suppose. Go to game 3. Screaming Nemesis, still a good Magic card, I hear. Don't want to play a board game in my board game, fair. But we always have the nice BS mechanics floating around. Would like to go first. Yeah, seems fine. Not the best hand in the world, but we do have a way to discard a board and Oculus and a way to pick it back up, so... Oculus do be good in this matchup. That'd be cool. Like a symbiote attached equipment would be pretty cool. There's a whole lot they can do in those two universes, like between the Spider-Man universe and Final Fantasy, to make a lot of really cool equipment or A bunch of cool legendary creatures, obviously, but there's just a lot they can do. Oh god. That sounds awful. I'm penning the spell for X turns. Gonna get rid of the spell for X amount of turns. Sounds scary. Giving opponent choices that way. I will say, I do think the impending mechanic was pretty well done. All those cards are very powerful, but I think it was in a good way. I mean, they'll have to, right? They have to give a chocobo that you can saddle a mount chocobo. I mean, that has to be a given, right? Yes. I mean, I'm not blocking, so you got me for 3. Get this Oculus in the graveyard. Honestly, I don't even think we want... I guess we can discard this to the Inti later. Yeah. Rico! I'd like to put a 6/6 into play. Your move, opponent. Yeah, I mean, that's fair. If we get some vehicles in either of those sets, we got a lot of artifact support now between... Well, I guess Brotherhood End will be gone, or Brotherhood War will be gone here in not too long, so we'll lose that, but... The support from Aether Drift is pretty big for artifacts. That's also true. We do lose, like, I think the biggest thing with all these artifacts floating around is losing Brotherhood End could be a problem at some point in time. Then you print another, I think another Wrath style effect like that for artifacts would be good, just in case. I know that card doesn't see much play now, but it's also like a safety valve just in case. Oh, could have Mutate. That's a good call. That's a mechanic that they definitely could bring back for the Venom. It's running so far. Yeah, and the new, I don't know, the new Wrath seems... Yeah, Sunfall's always great. That'd be pretty cool, a ninjutsu. And, like, do we really want another Kaito in the format, though? I'm curious. I don't think vehicles are going to see too much play, but none of the vehicles I saw during the event seemed very good. Yes. Anytime you get cycling on a Wrath, it's huge. Honestly, cycling on any card is huge. That's true. It is the hexproof. The hexproof's definitely what gives it, like, the majority of what's powerful about it. Seems like a weird block. Don't really want to just lose this forever. Holding up Scorching Dragonfire has to be better than doing anything else. I don't think it's that bad. After actually playing with it, I think the set's pretty good. I was fairly surprised with the set. I had the same feeling that I thought it was pretty underwhelming, but it plays better than it looks by a lot. This is true. Like Liliana, Kaito. What other ones were issues for 3 mana? Even Jace saw a lot of play. 3 mana Jace did. Yeah, like Gobacon's supposed to be a card 4, like to protect you from Wraths, and the fact that the Wraths that see play in the format doesn't help against is just savage. It doesn't help against Sunfall or that format of Wrath. Yep, exactly. Yep. Lockdown, Sunfall, all of those things are just so good against the invasion of Gobakon. Speed can only be reduced by 1 card. Is there? I didn't even know there was a card that could reduce speed. Which card is that? I didn't see that one. I thought speed was a mechanic you couldn't really interact with at all. I didn't realize there was something that does interact with it. Oh, fair enough. I was gonna say I didn't see it, so I can't imagine it's phenomenal. That, and I don't think speed's gonna be like a cracked mechanic or anything. That's a brutal Tishana Steinbinder because our hand is trash. Uh-oh, opponent gets to see our hand in all of its pain. The Mario Bros. Blue Shell. So I could bounce this, play Inti. I don't think I hate that. Get this on board. Yeah, speed goes up really easy. Once you have a card that starts the engines, it's not too hard to get your speed up. I mean, usually I think you're going to get your speed to max in 3 turns after you play a Start Your Engines card pretty easily. Kaito time.
You're an idiot.
Yes, I don't think there's going to be a deck that's like expecting to get, like, that's going to play Start Your Engines expecting to hit it all the time, but I do think there's going to be some of those cards are going to see play just on the fact that they're decent. It'll be more of like an incidental way to hit your stuff, not like a on purpose, like need to start your engines kind of effect. I think it's kind of how that mechanic's going to play out. Is that the blue or the blue-white artifact with the start your engines? Evan? That's that one, right? Yeah, I think that card, that is one of the payoffs for start your engines. It's really good. But the problem is blue-white's like the worst deck to try to start your engines with. It is the hardest one to get your engines all the way up to 4, or your speed up to 4. If Hazard was a 4-4 or a 5-4, I think then it would matter that you do that, like try to start your engines. But the fact that it's not, it's unplayable. Yeah, you can do that. So we're gonna attack first. This puts them in an annoying spot no matter what. Yeah, nowhere to run in Hazoret is rough. Otherwise, I think that card would be like worth playing. Because a Hazoret, getting your engine started isn't too bad. Like in Hazoret being a basically suspend 3/5/4 haste or 5/3 with That block seems real bad. But I'll take it. I'm going to helping hand this. I want them to try to flash in their Tashana Sidebinder to counter the trigger. And then we can use this Torch of the Tower, otherwise we can't use it. We're just going to lose our helping hand anyway to that bat. We're going to have to Scorch it. Yeah, the fact that you can know where to run Hazard's a little too rough for it. Anoint does too, but Anoint doesn't see quite as much play. That card I think is good. I was pleasantly surprised with the O-Ring that puts counters on things for speed. That card is pretty good. Perilous Snare, I think is that one. Lockdown does also hit it. Hits the Hazard. Assuming they're not going to let us attack with the NT. Flood Pit's Drowner. Well, now whatever we attack with still gets a counter, so. Throw the counter on a Steam Core Scholar. NT is proving its worth again today. They want to trade with NT. I'm okay with that. It'd be nice if we could find something to do here. I want to put the counter here so we have a better blocker in case they decided not to block. Because they would have just chose not to block and then like retapped our thing down and played another Kaito. We could have been in a bad spot. I'm not sure how good Chandra actually is. I would be curious to see if anyone has found a decent Chandra deck. Yes, there is a Goblin that's pretty good at speed. She's not quite good enough. Fair enough. That doesn't shock me. Just a little too... From what I read it, the abilities are just a little too expensive for what Chandra does, in my opinion. It's just a little too slow. Not quite impactful enough for a 4-mana play. Especially in a format with this town ain't big enough. Yeah, Aether Drift Chandra. Yes, that card's sick. The House Speed, the heavy is really good. I guess I'll pick Inti back up and attack. Man, that would go for the throat. Brutal. I'm just attacking with this one. Alright, critter down. Still want to draw a card because that Thundering Falls isn't doing anything for us. Ooh, Fear of Missing Out. That was a good one. And I think that's the key. If the card is going to be good, it has to be good without speed, I think is very important. We're going to lose this Enduring Curiosity, unfortunately, I think. I think it's kind of cool. It felt powerful in this... Yeah, we drew way too many lands this game, unfortunately. How you doing, Sakuda? Yeah, that's what it felt like. It felt like you're just playing bad Vengevine, which it effectively is. Quag Feast, fantastic. I like that card a lot. I think Quag Feast is very good. I mean, you forced me to block, which is unfortunate. There's no way we can win here. Yeah, I wasn't impressed with the Chandra when I saw it played. I think I saw a couple people playing it during the streamer event. It didn't look particularly great. Doing really good. No, we don't have Hulu. Just Disney Plus. Do want the Herbert's Forge, Get Lost, Exercise. No, we don't want the Exercise. Don't mind playing a couple Sheltered by Ghosts. I don't want to play a lot of them. No, we don't want to play them. We've got 2 Scorching Dragonfire. That should be fine. Could play the No More Lies, but I don't think it's worth it. I think if you can... I don't think the Gear Hulk combo deck's going to be particularly great. But I think that Gear Hulk is good. You just have to find a good shell for it. That Gear Hulk played way better than I thought it was going to, even without, like, comboing. It's just powerful. They are. Like, the fact that they get bounced so easily, and there's usually enough creatures on board to make it hard to untap with it in a favorable position. Planeswalkers are in kind of a bad spot in Standard right now, in my opinion. All the decks are just so aggressive. Like, Kaito's good because you can kind of cheat it into play, and it does kind of protect itself. But even Kaito against, like, the red decks and stuff, is you board it out. It's not good. That's fair. That's a fair statement. I think the only one that is going to be tough to play is the green-red one. I think the rest of them are very playable. You're not wrong. It will be fun to play. We might give it a shot on release day. As long as you can find something to board those clones out for games 2 and 3 if there's a bunch of graveyard hate. And something else reasonable to do with your red-black Gear Hulks. It is. It's just expensive. And I feel like for 6 mana in those colors, it's better to be casting other things. Like, I think I would rather be casting almost any other threat that I could play for 6 mana in the green-red decks. That's fair. Could be an elf ball deck. I would rather be casting, what was I playing as a 6 mana threat? I mean, honestly, just the Overlords are better. I'd rather cast Overlord of the Bowler Boils than that, probably 90% of the time. Because it comes down and affects the board if you're a little bit behind. Like, the Red Overlords, I think the Red Overlord is, like, the one that is criminally underplayed. I think the card's a lot more, should see more play than 0. Also, it is surprising we don't see, like, the other thing that surprised me that doesn't see any play is the, Trumpeting Carnosaur. Like, that card has so much value on it and so many good keywords, and it just sees no play. It's 6 mana red threat. That's another card I think I'd rather cast than the green-red Gear Hulk. Yeah, fair. I've tried to make that red one work more than once, and I can't. I've tried so many times, and it's just not good enough, unfortunately. I think we just are killing this, which is a sad turn for us, but I think it is correct. Yeah, it's just hard. It's hard in this meta for me to want to play an overrun effect. At least from where things are standing right now. With so many spot removal spells, it's hard to amass like a decent board. That card does look like fun. The World Ooze. It's tough. It's tough to want to play something that costs 5 mana right now. Just is, unfortunately. Kaito number 2, huh? I mean, our Urberus Forge does get to just kill this if they don't up it. Let's have another Flood... Oh, I guess they have Flood Pit Stranded tapped under thing. Oh, we have to get lost now. That's good. The format is super aggressive. I agree. I think goblins might be one of the biggest winners out of the new set. He's a one man. That's right. Land rolls got thick, swole. I would agree with that statement. I think red might be a little too good right now. This is definitely the best red's been in a while. This last couple years, red has been in a really good spot. They're printing really good, like, aggressive pump spells for red, and like just really good threats too. I don't know about that. It is not in the best spots right now. Red is definitely, or green is fairly weak at this point in time, other than being just a supplemental color in some different decks. Yes, the current red-green, like honestly, any red X deck is still just stupid powerful. I'm assuming they're just going to animate their Soulstone Sanctuary here. I want to stop still on my end step. Do not go past my turn, because I want to kill this thing. They're going to go for the throat our Steam Core Scholar. I'll agree with that. I think the Goblin decks are going to be where I'm more comfortable with the red decks being. They are a little too strong right now, especially the green-red decks being able to play like a really solid mid-range shell. They don't have to overextend into the aggro bit anymore. Ye old preacher of the schism, huh? Well, let's prof, see what we draw. Another land. Two counters on fear, attack for 6. Go ahead. Don't any wild cards fair. Are you just playing? What are you playing? Just like the red black sack deck? I honestly think I'm supposed to sack this just to get the scry, since they're killing it anyway. Well, glad you scried. Well, I'm glad you're coming and hanging out, Hitman. I appreciate it. And black discard, gotcha. That's true. Right now, the best green deck is definitely just green-black, and that's mainly just a black deck splashing just a little bit of green. Hopefully draw something reasonable here. Our draws have been pretty mediocre this game. If they attack, if we draw a Torch to the Tower, we do win the game. If we draw a removal spell. Yeah, you're not wrong. They really did. That's unfortunate. This is an unfortunate match. I do feel like this matchup is not great for, honestly, for any mid-range deck. The blue-black mid-range deck is just significantly better at being a mid-range pile of cards. It's just a lot worse against the bounce decks. We're going the wrong way. We're going the wrong way. If people start to bring regular blue-black back, we might just start deliriuming again this evening. See if we can't climb with delirium. Our draws with this have been particularly unimpressive. This hand's fine. Throw one inty back. Another Dark Slick Shores. Why am I not surprised? Do not want to torch the tower. Attack for 2 again. Okay, so they're playing the bounce deck. Good to know, good to know. Let's go ahead and Kiora. Just need a reanimate spell here. Got six hits at it. Fear of Isolation makes sense. Drew another Oculus, not exactly what we wanted. Could Profs? Is that better than Steam Core Scholar? I think we do want a Profs first. That allows us to attack with our Kiora. If they want to know where to run it, I'm fine with that. No, it is not. It is not referencing that. It was an auto-generated name on Xbox Live. A long, long time ago. It's like 20 years ago. That would have been about right for when I claimed this name, but about 20 years ago, probably 15, 20 years ago. It was definitely 20 years ago. Oh, yeah. Cast your hopeless nightmares, opponent. Fill me with the hope. Or take my hope away. Whatever it may be. Put the counters on this one. Attack for 4. We're going to start getting aggressive here. I'm going to get this game over with before they bury us in card advantage. Like that deck is known to do. I will have to watch this. When I have a little bit of time, I'll save that up on my little dashboard here. I will be watching that after the stream. Oh, it was 17 years ago. Oh, that makes me feel old. Counters on the Steam Core Scholar. Animate a thing. We should be in a pretty good spot to be able to win this game. We're pretty darn far ahead at this point. That was like the third. Oh, geez. The Sheltered by Ghost should be able to push us through the rest of this game. That little bit of lifelink's all we need. So against a straight blue-black shell, I don't think I want these. Maybe I do. I don't want the unsummons, I know that for sure. I guess I'll bring in the Forges. Forges are fine. I don't like the Sheltered by Ghost that much. I've been playing Magic for a long time. It's almost as long as I've been alive. I started playing in 2010, but I was born in 92. You got to play with all the fun stuff as it came out. All the cool cards. Started playing again in 2010. Soul Guide Lantern. Don't see that a whole lot. Doing a good job. How are you doing tonight? Honestly, I think I'm just supposed to kill this thing, keep my life total high, and keep them from putting an Inti into play. Or not Inti, I drew an Inti. Keep Kaito out of play. Nice, sounds like a good day. Oh, that's fair. That's an unfortunate card to have misplaced. I think just ditch the Thundering Falls. Gaia's Cradle's a sweet one. We had someone in our play group that had the set of cradles for... They played Elves and Legacy. Back when we played Legacy a fair bit. Standard legal cradle. Oh man. What a time to be alive. Getting to play that thing in Standard would have been so cool. I'm just discarding 2 lands here. Not discarding a spell. We are really good at flooding out in our 22 land deck. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We've drawn 8 lands out of the top 12 cards of our deck. Ouch. That's fair. Well, I mean, Cradle didn't jump up, like jump up in price. I mean, it's been a while now, but I mean, I think when my buddy bought them, they were only like $50 a piece. That was in like 2013,